big ideas. Anyways.
Your favorite magazines are now on stand.
Ooh, they are. Oh, magazines. Yeah, the thing there. Well, you gotta be careful there. You gotta be careful with all that. I mean, there's something there because then like everything's gonna be in question because I mean look what they've been doing, investigating, reporting, against Trump here or whoever they don't like. They just find something, somebody hands it over to somebody. I mean, it's like that. You have something, you hand it. They make stories out of it. The most embarrassing things, the most intimate things, the most sacred things, and all that kind of stuff. It gets into somebody's hands, and I mean, it is like the Buddha saying, like, or anything. I mean, the truth. I mean, with one thing, there's a few things. Like I told Johnny one thing this morning here on the show. Call it the show, but I'm just a regular person. I'm fixing everything. Just normalization. Come on in the morning. I do what I do here, and if it's loud, it's loud. If it's not, it's not. Just speaking. It's just trying to like make connections, trying to heal wounds, that kind of stuff. Because a lot of fighting. I mean, the one thing that I'm certainly aware of, we fight over all these ideas and agendas and everything like that. Where if we're not out to fight, it's never going to stand. If we're not working together, forget about it, man. Forget about it. There's gonna. I mean, I heard one thing where like Social Security is going to be depleted in 15 years. But then they got all this other stuff, all this other stuff. Just take 15 years, And then I don't know if you just look. I've been listening to it. It's not. I mean, I'm not making it up. It's not fake or anything. I mean, just listen to the first girl there yesterday, like Elizabeth Warren. Listen to all the stuff that she says, it's going to do. So I like to tip my hat over to Van Jones. I mean, he says something positive about Donald Trump. Like in the State of the Union that he had that, he was one of the first presidents to ever have, someone just getting out of prison at one of these, State of the Union. I don't know how he said it. These guys are masterful. They're all good at it. They've been around it. They know exactly what to say, what not to say. And that's one of the things I've been learning and trying to do. And, speak from the heart. So, I told him, I said, a little lie becomes a big lie. And a big lie becomes a well-dressed lie. So, keep that in mind. And then, then also, like what was said. I mean, everything, I know. My buddy, who I worked with, wait for the bumps and everything, the infrastructure. This road's bad. It's right on the way to one of my cousin's place, I mean, I think he'd have pull. You think it'd be gold here. I think I'd get an invitation. I mean, like I said in the opener, enjoy your youth, man. Enjoy it. Live, lavish. Spend. Don't look back. Think about King Solomon. He had some regrets later in life. I don't know the whole story there. We don't want to inject that here in the show, but I was hearing something about it. But I'm just trying to bring things into perspective and things together. Some people might have listened to yesterday's show, and with the crown, the hair, the crown, the gray crown, and all that. I mean, you see a lot of drivers. I mean, 20, 30 years ago when I used to drive, you used to see, the crown, and I was young, and I just get out of my way, granny, grandpa, just flying, you don't know, you're not in their shoes, someday, you'll be in their shoes, you will. I mean, if you live, I mean, What if a president came and had a plan like that, where you just don't, you don't, the body doesn't get old, doesn't get tired, or anything like that, doesn't get frail, it still works like it did, like in your 20s, like a rock, like Bob Seger and all that. More infrastructure, bump, 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 bump. So when I worked with this guy, he was telling me this thing all the time, and also he used to like with a pencil, because when we used to have conversations, he goes, "You don't listen. You hardly ever listen." Because when people talk, you gotta listen. You come, you go, But I was going through a lot of stuff at the time. I got over a lot of all that. And I'll admit it. I started doing the show. There was times where, I was just overwhelmed by all this, because there was things I was seeing, and I'm saying, wow, they definitely should be done differently. I mean, we're getting a divide. Once I noticed, it hurt, man. It hurt because I felt like when I got on 2012, started doing the show and everything. Again, I had this feeling wow, this is a nice place, a very nice place, and started having all these friends from childhood, all this kind of stuff, and then cousins and everything. People that were all friends we had back at the time, and they say, oh, they're on Facebook. Everyone's getting with the program, learning it. And when I got some really tight, good people, I was so happy. So I started doing a show, even sharing the videos and everything, even giving special happy birthday greetings on videos or whatever. I also did a stupid thing the other day on Bob's wall. I put something from there. I take chances. I just take chances. Plus, I was trying to see, if we could mend some fences, or bury the hatchet. With some people, I did my apology tour so many times. But anyways, he said, well, with the pencil thing, he's like, you gotta so he's like, they said, look, I'm gonna give you this pencil. When, or something, hold on to it till your turn to talk or whatever, or he was talking, I guess, yeah, maybe hand me the pencil, that was my time to talk or something. There's something of that. But, and then also another thing he said, and I never would listen to him about, I was kind of listening to him about it, but obviously all this time I did the show, I really didn't keep that in mind. He said the walls have ears. The walls have ears. And we're still going here. We're running the batteries down. We have brand new ones from the recycling place, Bill, the profiteer. It'd be nice if we had funding and everything like that. Build a big, have the pizza and everything like back in the 90s, Our meeting with Crispo and Marty. I said, could you imagine if Facebook was around in the 90s? All the shit, all the characters that were around there, all the characters, and you got your youth, you're young, vibrant, free. We're at the baseball field here. And yes, this guy, I seen his video and everything. I know he knows my mom. My mom knows him. My mom's like, oh, I liked him. I really did. And he knows my mom's friend too, and everyone, all the people we grew up with and all that kind of stuff. Really nice guy. And I know he likes Trump and everything like that. Again, I'm not gonna try to sit here and ask a question, try to get a break and everything. I'm not relying on anybody. Whatever we're gonna be. That's saying there. It's not one of my covers. I know cuando is when. But that other one, quo si, I don't know. I'm not really, I don't know too many languages. I know a teeny little bit of Spanish, teeny little bit of Italian, teeny little bit of French, teeny little bit of English. I was going to end on that note, I guess. But now I'm looking at it, we got a little bit more time. Oh, we're going to run it out. That's what we're doing. We're going to run it out. So the ears have walls. And again, we're gonna fix everything like that. And I told you the story. I mean, of all the things that to be embarrassed about, I was really embarrassed about giving someone a message and telling them like, yeah, I got these Valentine's Day cards, like from fourth grade. That was stupid. I don't know. But like I said, it was that thing to bury the hatch and everything. I mean, there's a lot of people. We're doing an apology tour. When I see my neighbor in the spring, get him and his son back. Come up here with Crispo. We'll do something. There's somebody up here, like because if I start getting a few people up here, it'll be like boom, 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 And I'm gonna tell them. I'm saying, look, if you don't like it, if you don't like the show, or anything, give me ideas. You can stay for a week, 2 weeks, or you can just keep me on. Whatever. We're here. Let's make Facebook great again. How about that? This whole thing was great and everything. I don't have time today to talk about some things, especially the guy from Fairfax and all this kind of stuff. But I'll leave it here. What I noticed throughout all those years, this quick rush to judgment and everything like that. Guy could be guilty. Guy could be innocent. But you gotta wait. You never know. We do have that. You can't just knock out the whole Constitution, and then you're gonna have to knock it out for everybody. Just like with this thing, we're gathering information and all that kind of stuff. And then you're gonna have to knock it out for everybody. We're not saying we don't believe women. We're not saying we don't believe men. We don't believe aliens. We don't believe animals. That. We're saying you gotta give it time. Have a fair trial, or or make it fair. If you stick with fairness, you can't go wrong. You can't have separate tiers. You can't say it's okay here and it's not there. You got to practice what you preach. Once you start changing everything around, things happen. You have chaos. Again, we're not being mean or anything like that. We're just sending out good vibes.